Hi, welcome to this week's episode of The Cultural Barrier. My name's Bao.
And my name is Taj.
My name is Taj. So, yeah. So, on this week's episode, I was going to say why I had a go, but I always sound like I'm always having a go. Okay, so on this week's episode, we are now going to change the format slightly. We're going to flip the switch.
How are we going to do?
How? What we're going to do is, over the last few weeks, we've been asking our listeners to send in their situations, their questions, and we want to give not only our perspectives, but try and see it from someone else's perspective as well, right? Okay, so we've had a few questions in this week, well, people's situations, and it's really interesting listening to the different situations just from the range of ages, different perspectives themselves as well, some of them, and just trying to understand their situation. So this week's question is, and I'm going to read it off the screen. So the question is, I've been dating someone for the last 4 years, and the person is female, and I've been asking him to tell his parents about me, but he's not doing it because we are from different backgrounds. Now, we don't know what the background situation is, so we're going to make a few assumptions because there are a few differences that we can have. We can have, whether they're different ages, whether they're different genders, whether they're different religions, whether they're different castes.
God, didn't think of
Where do we want to start off? And what we're going to do is we're going to start off and we're going to be on her side initially, right? And then we're going
to do it on both sides. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know we were going to do that.
Or do you want to take one person? You can be one side. No,
role play.
role play this out. Okay, no, let's do it both sides. The first 10 minutes we'll do it on her side. We obviously don't think about the structure of our podcast. We just go in there and see what happens. Pretty much the same as the way we all live our lives. And hope we make it to the end of the day. Okay, so we're going to start off for the first 10 minutes, and I'll put a timer on. Let's hope we've got enough perspective from both sides. Otherwise, that's it. So we're going to start off on her side. So she's been going out for the last 4 years with this person. What's your thoughts behind it, Taj? Oh, sorry.
Saved by the Bell. or is that the alarm? That's it.
Actually, 10 minutes, mate. That's it. I'm done with her side. Let's go to his side now. No, I'm joking.
Right. Okay. I would say the question would be, why doesn't he want to tell his parents? Does he even want to get... Wait, is it to get married? Or is it just to...
That's what it says. So, yeah. What did you say?
Okay, I'm so Asian, it all has to be about marriage.
No, but it's for marriage, she's saying.
Okay, so if it's for marriage, why doesn't he want to? And does he actually want to get married to her? Or this person, sorry, we don't know if it's a her or him, whatever.
From what I'm getting on the sort of email, like, it sounds like he does, but he's too scared.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Just a little bit of information.
So he wants to grow a backbone. That's how.
Well, to be fair, if you want to do it, and it's been 4 years. 4 years is a long time.
I mean, a week is a long time. Forget about 4 years.
A week? That shows how old we are. We ain't got time for this. A week. Do you know how many days that is? I could be dead tomorrow. I ain't got time for a week. But anyway, 4 years, because, again, they haven't given me their age, right? But I'm going to assume...
I wonder if this has been going on for a while, where she's been pushing the other person to say it. And if it's been going on for about the 4 years, 2 years, even 1 year, or even 6 months, then I would start questioning, really? I mean, because then if you do get married to this person and you have a fight, because everything's about a fight,
yeah.
I don't know, with the in-laws, will he stand up for you?
So what you say? Have we got to the first conclusion? Just break up from him. He's obviously it's not going to happen. Randy, don't waste your time. Just separate. We're good.
I don't think we should give a conclusive of you should do it this way.
Okay, fine.
It's not our life; it's that person's life. We're just giving
our opinions.
Our opinions of what that should be considered of why. And what has she sat down with the partner?
I'm assuming so. You got 4 years. I mean, what are you doing all day? I mean, like, hello, you got to sit down at some point and talk to each other.
Maybe
After you get married, that's all it is.
because maybe there's just an assumption that he's meant to do it. We might be saying, 4 years, but sometimes people don't communicate very well. Like, I want to tell you that you talk too much, but I don't say it.
Okay, fine. I have had that comment before. Carry on.
But again, maybe there isn't that straight communication, as in, let's sit down, let's discuss this. This is serious. This isn't ha ha ha.
Do you know what? Let's bring it down. There's obviously an issue of their backgrounds, right? That's what we've got, because there's a bit of crypticness, and we can just go for the whatever that background issue is, and we're not going to assume it's one thing or another, and we're not going to go through each of those issues.
Yeah, there's too many that it could be.
Yeah. The other thing is we're going to be pulled up on it and someone won't agree with us, and we'll be like, those awful people that have given their opinions, right? Firstly, is that background issue too much for you to overcome, is what I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. This
is me being an adult from there, right? And when we say it, look, you've got a whole lifetime together. Is it worth overcoming that issue?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because you're very I'm very
wise, aren't you?
I'm very. I mean, I'm 40 now, so right? Because it's not just yourself; it's also the next generation. If you decide to have kids, and your pets, if you decide not to have kids, right? What is it that you're then? What is it that you're then genuinely? What is it that you're passing down? And do you want that to be passed down? And don't put your head in the sand and say, I'm okay with that, because when you're in that bubble of, I love this person, all that shit that goes on with that, right?
Negative.
You don't tend to care about actually the reality of the situation. And some parts of the background, they're minor and it doesn't really matter, and you don't care whether it gets passed down. Whereas other things, you're like, actually, I want this to be passed down, or I don't want this to be passed down.
But maybe the whole thing I said about sitting down, maybe you need to unpack why that person, the partner, isn't going to their parents. Maybe there's something more going on. Maybe there's some, I don't know, issue going on with the family already, and this person doesn't want to pile on more.
Yeah, I get that.
Be a bit open, hence why the discussion should be had.
We're not on his side yet. We've got 10 minutes of her side yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Let's get to that. But you've gone straight to what's the reason he has decided not to do it. Well, actually, you think about yourself right now, right? You're one single person that needs to think
about yourself.
Not about yourself, but also what's going to happen next. If we go down the usual route of kids or animals, or actually just travel, does a person want to travel or do whatever you want to do? Are you happy with that same decision? But then the fact that the person's been with them for 4 years, I'm assuming the answer for that would be yes. But then there's situations where people haven't even discussed these important things and they just get married. But then that's called an arranged marriage as well. I've got so many questions. You don't know how that person wants to bring up your kids, which is obviously the traditional way of doing it, or travel to the other side of the world with the more modern, I don't want a kid's situation. Anyway, split up a lot.
So, yeah, it is a case of how much is she willing to put up with? Is she willing to follow it through and find out what the reasons are? Or has she done that already and just is fed up with it?
Maybe he's just a scaredy cat.
Like I said, no backbone.
No, I don't agree with that. Some situations when it comes down to family, we can make a joke out about this, but this is the reality of a lot of people's situation.
Yeah, we are making a joke out of it, but it can escalate and turn into something really bad. So I can understand. Wait, we're going on his side again. I can understand.
No, I'm talking about her side as well, like the whole situation. I mean,
Oh, wait. Has she told her side? That would be interesting to know.
Yeah, no, she has.
Oh, okay. I just don't listen, do I?
Maybe she should accidentally tell his side.
Yeah, but is she in contact with his side? What, turn up to the doorstep and just knock on the doorbell and be like, "Hi!"
How hard would it be to find out the situation? No? But then that's a bit disrespectful as well, because
yeah, but then that's traditionally disrespectful.
Yeah, in all cultures, you don't do that, right?
But if you're modern,
no, it's a cultural thing, not a traditional versus model. Okay, we're taking the piss out of this, and this is going to ruin the whole of the point of people sending questions in. So that's not the point. So we like having a laugh, but on a serious note, let's go serious, because
Okay.
I'm sure they want some kind of conclusion to this situation.
No, like I said, I think it's really important to have that sit down conversation and try to unpack why the situation isn't going further and this person, the partner, isn't talking to their parents. There might be actually a really sensitive reason of why the next steps aren't happening. There might be issues, like I said, in the family.
You're going on his side. It's been 4 years. She obviously wants it to carry on. It's 4 years of her life.
Maybe I'm sexist and I just want to go on his side. I'm joking.
Do you know 4 years is a long time?
I know we've just said that. You keep repeating yourself, but it might be because you're 40. That's why you keep repeating.
No, but on a serious note, like, that's, if it's not going to happen, the tough thing is when you get into a situation, you know, and this is what used to happen, like, in our generation, right? And it is a different generation now, right? Where, you know, we'd sort of get into a situation, get too far into that situation, especially I find, for myself then, I won't say for all females, but I found that I was more emotional than, you know, than my male counterpart. There is a lot more emotion, that quicker, I think.
But yeah, I think for women anyway, they're emotional generally. So the attachment maybe is quicker.
I don't know, because then you get loads of situations where it's the opposite as well, where, you know, if it didn't work out and then the man doesn't end up getting married and the girl does and all that sort of stuff as well.
But I do understand what you just said about the 4 years, because that's putting a lot of eggs into one basket, and you've put so much effort and time into that relationship to cut off.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then start again.
Yeah.
But then is it right just to cut off because maybe it is the right time to cut off? It's not going any further. And is this person, is she willing to carry on and see for another year if things might change?
One thing I would say is that I know we're giving our opinion, but that would be a big no from me. Like, how much time would you now pass after 4 years and still think it was acceptable? I just think that's a no.
And I wonder, in those 4 years, has it been a solid relationship or has it been off and on, off and on? But I suppose it's still 4 years.
4 years, well, because you become emotionally
attached
to that person. So the first conclusion we have is don't carry on with it as it is.
Yeah.
You've said they would know the situation.
Yeah.
Right? But then actually, if he's too scared of his family, right?
Yeah.
Then
which we understand, to be honest.
We get it. Like, we get it. That's the whole point of this thing. Like, it's not hard to understand why, you know, they're scary. Parents are scary, right? And even if they don't, like, you know, beat you, they get you. Right?
But we've come here, worked all our lives, and this is what you've paid us with.
That is exactly it. Right? But because people do go into depression in situations like this. And I have to say, you know, the whole marriage thing, it was one of the hardest times of my life.
Yeah, I won't want to do it again.
I wouldn't, 100%. And I wouldn't, like...
It's good, and people should do it, but I won't want to do it again.
No, I wouldn't want to. And I've already said to my husband, if I die, like if he dies, I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't get to do it again. I mean, I'm 40 now.
Oh, God. People get married older. You never know. Never say never, I would say.
No, it's true, but anyway, going back to her, it's not all about us again. Right? Find out, yeah. I think she just needs to either... There's only really two options, isn't there? The two options are either he tells them and then they figure out after, if it's a blanket no, if they still want to go ahead.
Yeah.
And that's something they need to cross when it happens. They're not there yet. So either you tell them, right? Or he tells them, because it's not right for her to do it, or she cuts off. Those are the two options, really. Like, there are no two other options. There's no other option.
Yeah, I agree.
So is that conclusion from her?
Yeah, let's go into his...
Because I was just going to say, like, no, I've forgotten what I was going to say. The point is 4 years. Anyway, yes or no, that's it. And then if they say no, then that's a different question. If they say yes, then we're good and we want to be invited to your wedding. So
I like weddings.
On to his side, because you seem to really want to be on his side. Go for it.
because I think we should, also try to understand his side and unpack. I've said unpack loads of times. Maybe my vocabulary needs widening, but the reasons why he's not going. And like we were saying, being in an Asian family can sometimes be very hard because you don't want to let your parents down, or you don't want them to come back and say, "Oh, I gave up everything for you to have the best, and now you're not listening to me."
Yeah. They're brilliant at emotional blackmail.
But is it blackmail?
A little bit, yeah.
But then their parents probably done that to them.
I know. It's called a circle. We're part of that circle. No. Circles are good. Like, I like circles.
Let's go back to him. So what do we think? Or is he just not wanting to get married? And this is really bad. Has he got other bits on the side?
That's true.
I didn't want to say it, but has he? But then no, we're assuming again.
Well, yeah, the whole thing's an assumption. She hasn't given us that much bloody information that we know. I mean, she should give us telephone call and then we'll have a good hour's conversation. I could have it in 2 minutes, mate. I'll find out everything about their situation. Okay, so from his point of view, if he doesn't want to do it, you've just completely wasted 4 years of someone's life, and that is just pretty rubbish.
Low.
That is really low. We're not a fan of that. So hopefully it's not that. And if it is, then just let her go, man. The girl just needs to get on with her life.
Yeah.
If it's a yes, but you're a scaredy cat, which we totally get.
Maybe we should put it a scaredy cat, because that's out of order as well.
No, all right, fine.
If you're very respectful of your parents and...
Yes, respectful.
No, but then that's saying that it's right to be like that.
So what do you want?
Language here is very important, isn't it?
No, I'm sorry, but it is just being scared.
If you're worried, let's say this, if you're worried about the repercussions,
yeah, that's better.
Then we're not labeling it as in you're scared or that you're being respectful. Because if you say respectful, that means then that you can't challenge things.
Yeah.
And challenging things doesn't mean that you're not respectful.
Yeah. Okay. So again, 4 years, you've wasted 4 years of your life as well. And that means, if you want kids, you're getting older, you're not going to be able to play football with them because your god they start hurting. So things are just getting harder, right? And you can't travel. I mean, I'm pretty much talking about my life, really. Like, you just need to keep going. Your hip's going to start hurting from the woman. You just need to get on with it, right? But if it's the fact that you're worried, you kind of know what the response from your parents is going to kind of be, right? Of, yes, the background is different.
But how long are you going to be worried for?
Well, this is it. You just got to bite the bullet, mate.
Yeah, either
you're going to have the same response. That's not true, actually. They won't have the same response. Someone that's 20 will get a very much different response to someone that's 50.
So you try and tell him to wait till he's 50 and...
yeah, sure, carry on. No, the reason I say that, because where I said you're going to get the same response, that's not true.
Yeah, you're right.
When you're 20, there's that whole thing of, oh no, there's a whole load of girls out there waiting for you and you can get the best one in the world, and people have this whole thing, right? Whereas when you're 50, it's like, oh, can you just get married to anyone? As long as it breathes, we're happy.
Yeah, that is true.
Right? And that is literally what happens. And then like, thank God the person got married to, like, I don't know, a dog or something. I don't know. But there's a big difference.
No, there is.
I'm going to get backlash for that as well. You don't marry dogs. Sorry. Okay.
But you're right. There is a different response to how old you are as well. Because in the South Asian community, you want to try to get married as early as you can. It's not happening, but parents want you to.
Yeah. So one of the advice is maybe wait till you're 50 and then talk to them. If you want to need them. But we're on his side now, remember? We done hers. Hers was a now, tell them, or no, I'm walking away. His one is wait till you're 50. They'll be all right with it.
No, it is. Get on with it, because the worry is still going to be there next year. You just need to see what the reaction is. And if you're that scared and you're worried for your life, then there's something wrong with the relationship with your parents.
That is not true. That is such a not true idea. I get why the person would be worried. If they don't agree, then there's going to be a whole argument for ages. Then that either the parents have to come round to it and just be happy for them, or just keep moaning afterwards, right? or he needs to come around to the idea that it's not going to happen.
Okay, yeah, two ways of doing it, but it depends again what the situation, the relationship is with the parents. Right, that's that.
He just needs to bite the bullet. I mean, that's within 20 minutes. It's very hard though. We've done it from an outsider's point of view.
That's it. You only know when you're in the situation.
Yeah.
But there needs to be something done because you can't carry on 4 years.
The problem it creates, especially the whole marriage thing, it creates such a headache. Like genuinely, it was the most stressful time ever trying to figure out who you're going to.
But you're repeating yourself. Oh, okay then. That's fine.
Okay, so then that's pretty much us done. The point from us is just
chill, Bill.
Get on with it. The conclusion from this question is, from the girl's point of view, I think it's a clear. Either you do it and tell the parents and then you're at the next stage, or it's a no, you need to walk away no matter how hard it is. And we get it. It's very emotional. You've wasted 4 years of your life and it genuinely will have been a waste. You would have learned stuff, but you could have gone and spoke to like a million other people within those 4 years. Or,
but you know something? Like, just look back at experience and stuff like that. I have spoken to, like, had friends who have spent ages with someone, a long time with them in a relationship, and have cut off and have moved on.
Yeah.
Because you always think with any situation in life that is the only way, that is the only thing that's going to make you happy. But that's because you haven't looked other places and other people.
But what we're saying then to her is break up with him.
We can't make that decision for her. She needs to make that decision herself. We're giving our opinion.
Yeah. Like, this isn't the only person in the whole world, and there'll be other people, is what we're saying.
You don't realise that because you're almost shut in like this, oh, this is my world, it's only going to be like this. But once you get over, and it's not easy to do, it is not easy to do. Once you get over, say if they broke up, once you start getting over the emotional stuff, and then start talking to other people, you might think that the other person, the new people, might be better than this person. Or on the flip, you might think this is the ideal person. So it's a case of, sometimes in life, you've got to take a chance and a risk. And life is all a risk. It's like a game. You are the one that makes the decisions, ultimately.
Yeah.
I mean, you get different experience, like things thrown at you, but it's about how you react to them.
Okay, so that's from hers, and it is a big decision. From his point of view, is if we understand it, it's, do you know what? We have made light of it, but being from the South Asian community, when you've got that pressure, if he does want to get married to her and he is scared or worried about telling his parents, we do get it. We know how much pressure the South Asian community can put on someone, especially during your whole choosing for marriage, because I think that's the whole pinnacle of South Asian community, is who you're going to marry, which is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And also, there's been situations where people have been cut off from their family because of the choices that they have made. And is this a situation like that? And maybe he doesn't want to cut off, but then he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because he still wants to, or the person still wants to be with her.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose their family.
So what would you do then if you were him?
It's about making the decision of, if it was that, this is an assumption, it's about which one's more important. And I know that's a horrible thing to say, because if you need to make that decision, you need to decide which crossroad, which path you're going to take.
But then from the parents' point,
very silent, isn't it? Because that's gone deep.
Well, then it's also from the parents' point of view as well. I mean, it's a really tough one, because from their point of view, actually, he needs to, like, if this person means enough to him, he has to tell them. There's no two ways about it. If she doesn't, then you don't really have a problem. You just need to let her loose, right? That's how it is. And if she is important, then yeah, you've got to tell them and cross that bridge. That bridge isn't going to change unless you wait till you're 50, right? From the parents' point of view, it is a case of, well, most parents would be doing it because they think they're doing the right thing. But no one knows if they're doing the right thing in reality. We don't know what's there for us tomorrow.
But you're right. And it's in that situation, you've got to understand, the parents, they probably think, if they're thinking community, that's all they're thinking. And that might be the biggest thing in their head. What will the community say? And that's directing the way that they're treating their child. And you don't want the backlash backlash for the community because you're this honor?
I don't know. Because there's a bigger thing in this as well. Yes, I know this sounds really negative, but it is about what's next for the couple as well. What is the impact on if they decide to have kids, or if they decide to travel or carry on with their career? What is the impact on their future? Because now is just for now, right?
Mm.
And I've always thought, this whole love thing and all that stuff, it's just all chemicals, really. I mean,
but that's again about how you view things. There's nothing
yeah.
wrong with having that idea of, oh, I want to fall in love with someone and you want that magical dream. It's about how the person chooses their path. It might be, look, we've done it, we've been through it, so we can look back and be negative or positive or what we want to. But it's that person in that situation thinking, okay, I want this, I want to be with this person. Why isn't the partner actually going and telling their parents?
I think the whole thing is an action needs to be had. That's basically it. Whatever that action is only.
Well, you know what you said about you need to think about the repercussions. For example, when you have kids, and this just being a stereotypical South Asian, you might want your parents to be looking after that child, and because they're not in the picture, and they're not in the teach the child. But then, does that matter for them?
But
is
then
that a big for them?
Yeah, but when we decided to get married, we didn't think about that, did we? We didn't think, we look after my kids.
No, because you're not in that. Your whole thing is what's in front of you. You're firefighting because you're trying to look at what the challenge is in front of you and deal with that. You're not going to think the long-term thing because you're not in that headspace to think long. Because you're like, okay, I need to get over this to meet the next thing. Have a wonderful wedding and stuff like that. So, in conclusion,
the conclusion is, I mean, there are only two things that you can do. Either you walk away from the situation, or you tell the parents and deal with what happens next. And that is a whole other thing. There's no point of overthinking it because you actually don't know what the parents are going to say. Actually, they might turn around and shock you, which might happen.
It does
like, oh, we've been waiting for the last 4 years for you to tell us. We were just waiting for you to say it, sort of thing. But either way, an action needs to happen because 4 years is still 4 years. And that is my conclusion.
I agree.
Yeah. And on that point, it's goodbye from me. And but wait. Before we do that, please carry on sending your questions. It's actually a really interesting format. And, we did get there. We've got serious towards the end. But we've given you an answer from our opinions. I think so. On that point, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.